What's going on, guys? Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I wanted to do something a little bit different, and that's have a look at my ultra rare trophies. Something I've never really put a lot of focus or attention into in the past, but it's something that has been heavily focused upon since starting the Discord. Something I wanted to share with you, see how I'm doing compared to you guys. Probably not as good, as we're going to find out. Let's get on with the video. So here we go then, guys, and to my ultra rare trophies. Apologies first of all if I am blocking up any of the picture. There is simply no safe place to put my big head without blocking something meaningful. So we've just kind of left it in the corner. It just means that each of the pages that we go to, you're probably not going to see the rarities for the first couple of trophies, if you like, but I'm sure it'll be absolutely fine. So yeah, I just thought it'd be something, a little bit different. Just instead of doing the trophy list reviews all the time, something a little bit different to go into. And this way, not only can we just talk about individual games, which is what I'm normally doing, I can talk about specific trophies and maybe my experience, with those trophies as well. But yeah, it'll also be good to see how I'm stacking up against you guys, because I know ultra rares have been quite a big focus of late. As I said in the intro, it's never really been something I've actually ever focused on. I've got 170, so just to kind of get the number out there, I know that's nowhere near some of you guys, but that's kind of just came naturally. I haven't gone out of my way to play certain games or go for ultra rares like I know some people do. It's just kind of the way it sort of happened. And yeah, I mean, we'll go through the trophies and see kind of what we've got. So for anyone who, I'd like to think most of you already know this, but just in case, so on PSN profiles, an ultra rare trophy is something which is under 5%. That's what kind of ticks it off as being ultra rare. So anything you see will be under that kind of threshold. But yeah, we'll just kind of fire through them until we get to the top, and you can kind of have a little look at what I've been doing as well. So just kind of creeping in to start us off, which is a trophy from the crew. And actually one of my rarest platinums as well, which we will see when we kind of get to the first page. Complete the faction mission coast to coast. I don't fully remember it, but I do remember this being quite a long race where you were kind of racing. I believe it was from like New York all the way across to like Los Angeles. Obviously it's not the entire USA, but it was a very, very big map, should we say. So yeah, it wasn't to scale, but it was still a long race, and if I remember rightly, it did take a long time. I might be making this up, but I'm sure it took a couple of hours or something, which was crazy. But yeah, I really enjoyed the crew. Big grind. There's probably going to be a few trophies from the crew that we'll end up talking about, so I won't delve into this one too much. But yeah, quite a long and grindy one. So Team Sonic Racing, which is a game I'm playing at the moment, we've got one creeping in at 4.97%, which is earn every star. In Chapter 5 Adventure Mode, nothing too much of a big deal. What I'll do is I won't move the screen up just yet. I'll kind of get to where I believe you guys can see, and then I'll move it up accordingly. So we've got something from Sniper Elite: take control of the enemy held radio and capture it with just seconds remaining. But yeah, that's fine. Some of them I might not even remember. I've played some of these games a while ago, as you will see from some of the timestamps. So yeah, apologies if I can't give too much information on them. So we've got something from GTA, which is purchasing the old dock and collecting all the nuclear waste. Not difficult, just a little bit grindy. A lot of the GTA stuff is, and that's kind of what makes it rare. It's not tough at all, really. We've got something from World War II. Complete the driving portion of SOE without hitting any obstacles. Something else from GTA, which is obtaining first place in all competitive game types. Trackmania. So this is a game I really want to go back to, because it would be a nice platinum to have, and I love racing games, so I do believe I can do this. I just got a little bit annoyed with the later tracks. I think I'm on the black tracks, which I believe are the last ones, so there's actually not too much more of the game to do, really. But yeah, I should really kind of go back into that. So Steep, which is a tricky platinum, getting all kind of gold medals. This is just creating a track in each environment, which is pretty simple. We've got something else from Team Sonic Racing, completing all team adventure chapters on hard difficulty. So I'm not a million mile away from this. There is just some challenges to do, and then I need to replay the story on like expert to unlock the final cosmetics or whatever it is you get, and it'll be a juicy ultra rare once I get there. GTA again in the Rockstar editor. I don't really remember much of this. Enter director mode as Chris Fromage. Not a clue. Hell Let Loose, we'll see a few of these trophies on here. There's quite a few ultra rares that you can get as part of this game. It is a real big time commitment. It's such a grindy game, and because of its slow gameplay kind of nature, some of these trophies you see where it's like do 50 of this or do 100 of that, it might not seem like a big deal, but because of how Hell Let Loose plays, it's quite brutal and very, very long. So visit all locations, director mode, it's either easy, it's just not a lot of people bother with it because they're either playing online or the story. Something from Black Ops 3, kill 3 Talons with a single mid-air grenade detonation. This was only last year, but I don't really remember that one. Solve the mystery of Leonora Johnson, get a kill with every weapon. You'll see straight away some of these are actually not that difficult. It's just a case of either they're grind or you've just got to put a little bit of focus on those. We're going to see a lot of FIFA for those of you who've seen my trophy cabinet and know me as a person. They're not my favourite games, but it's certainly the game I'm best at if I had to pick something. So yeah, I've got a lot of FIFA Platinums. You'd probably see a lot of ultra rares along the way as well. So FIFA 19, score 3 headers in a headers and volleys game. Who wants to play just headers and volleys? Play 5 matches on Foy. Not difficult at all. And this is the thing with Hell Let Loose. It's just grindy, and it's tough to get the maps to come up sometimes, which is a real shame. I do need to go back into the game actually and clear up 100% again because it did add some additional maps, but I do get put off by how long it takes. These matches are quite long. Trackmania again, completing all Blue Valley maps, and then so the first time we've seen Dirt Rally 2.0 has got a few ultra rares in that game as well. Complete 20 custom events, which is pretty simple really. And then we've got reach 90 overall with your avatar in Volta Football. So this one was very easy. I was quite happy that in FIFA 21 it was not difficult at all to level up the avatar compared to FIFA 20, which I've mentioned on other videos, but it's something I can certainly look at a little bit more. Apologies when I jump to page 3 here, guys. It is going to bring us to the top, but I'm just going to bring us all the way down to the bottom where you're not going to see again all the rarities because big head's in the way. So Infinite Warfare, complete all single player missions on Veteran, which is absolutely fine. No biggie there. We have got, let's have a quick look. So we've got Battlefront as well. What's that one? Complete any survival mission on Master within 35 minutes. Don't fully remember that one actually. Not entirely. Maybe survival mission. I remember the survival missions, but I don't remember there being a time limit to it. Playroom, it's an ultra rare. Wow, I totally forgot about this. Yeah, I did it on the PS4, bought the camera quite early on. I had a little play around with it. It was pretty fun. And yeah, 4.49%. Superb. There we go again. Hell Let Loose, play 5. Just playing 5 matches, but the fact it's ultra rare is crazy. We have more FIFA 21. Score 1 or more goals in a match with a player that has a maximum sharpness level in career mode. So again, it's just a case of kind of cheesing it a little bit. There is ways within the training that you can boost the sharpness of the players, and then you just go into the game, score 1 or more goals, and you get the trophy. So they're often not difficult, as I keep saying. It's just a case of doing certain things. Few from Dirt Rally 2.0 again, which is just winning events. Nothing too difficult there. World War II, save 10 unique allies locked in a struggle. And then we've got the first platinum as part of these ultra rares, which is Battlefront 2, and something I've talked about a lot. I was really struggling to level up to level 50, and there was a particular weekend or a Wednesday or something where they did a triple XP day, and I used that because they also added in bots, so you could just wipe the floor with the AI basically and score a ridiculous amount of points, and I ended up leveling up the rest of the way just in kind of one session. So we've got something from, I believe that's Advanced Warfare. Cross the water with a teleport grenade in descent. Yeah, it definitely is. Shoot all stone eagles. See, that's not hard. It's an ultra rare. You can play the game on easy and just follow a guide like I did. I don't have the platinum just yet for Sniper Elite 4. I just need to do it on authentic difficulty, which is, I know there's a workaround for it and something I will no doubt do. Place 20 buildable objects in one match. Again, it's not too hard. The building is a bit annoying and something I'll mention a bit more when we get to 3 trophies in particular. But yeah, the building's not great. Drive 200 laps around Little Eagle's speedrome in total. So that's not bad. I actually ended up having to do a lot of grind for the 5,000 miles and used this place to do it, so it kind of came naturally. Rockstar Editor again, create and export 10 videos. Don't remember doing that. I mean, it was 7 years ago nearly, so I mean, I barely remember what happened this morning. Find all sniper reports. A bit like the Eagles, I followed a guide. I think it was Power Picks or something I followed. Getting all the collectibles, playing it on easy or whatever the recruit. I don't know what the easiest difficulty is, but I did all of that, on the first playthrough. So we've got Dirt again, complete 5 rallycross events in Hell. 100 players with headshots, which the game is that long. In Hell Let Loose, this should come naturally over the course of going for the platinum. But yeah, it's not as easy as you would think, as I say, because of its slow nature and the way Hell Let Loose is played. Nothing like Call of Duty or, Battlefield, for example. It's very patient, slow build up, and yeah, it can be frustrating, especially when you then, die and you're having to respawn miles away if they've taken over a base, and it's a little bit annoying. So collectibles again from Sniper Elite. Okay, so we've got another platinum. This is from Advanced Warfare. So one of the few COD platinums I have. Quite often zombies is something that gets in the way for me, mainly because up until recently I haven't really had anyone I could approach. I was always just playing on, on my own. So the crew, 3,000 bucks for multiplayer stunt combo. Don't really remember that, but yeah, I don't think it was hard. When you're first back to the 80s Historic Championship, easy, collect all 33 mementos in World War II. Black Ops 3 again in Shadows of Evil, kill 10 zombies that are inside of a store in one game. So this is very easy. There's a particular point on, I forget the name of the map now, but as they're coming out of the shop, just before they can leave the shop via the window, the door, wherever it may be, you kill them in there. Quite easy. You can do it in the first location, pick up a weapon, away you go. 3 championships. And this brings us on to probably, maybe, I would say it doesn't show it from the rarity, but for any of you that have been speaking to me and where, in the chats and things around what's your most difficult game, what would you consider your hardest platinum, you'll have heard me talk about this. And if you look at the date, 4th of September 2020, so you can see it was done legit. It wasn't later down the line when all these exploits came out and when there were different game modes that were a little easier to get it in. I did it properly and it was tough. For any of you who've watched the other videos and have heard me waffle on about it, there's an element of luck, especially with the team games. You do often get paired with people who can unfortunately get you knocked out at times, but I did kind of carry on through, and then 4 out of 5 finals I got hexagon, and kind of back in the beginning there was an easy method to it, and it really confused me how people didn't just cotton onto this straight away. But as you've probably known from playing it yourself, everyone would just run around like crazy, and get rid of the entire floor quite quickly. But there is a small window that you can stay on each platform, and if you just kind of stand, wait a second, jump, you can just move around kind of at your own pace for a long time, and it almost made you unbeatable really back in the beginning, until everyone realised how to do it and there were loads of you doing the same thing. But yeah, I was quite fortunate to get 4 of 5 finals in that game mode, but it was still an impressive one to get. And it does disappoint me that these exploits and things came out, because the rarity of the platinum, which we'll see, would have been so much better to look at. I imagine it would have been 0 point something, probably my rarest ever, but you know, we're never going to know at this point. So we've got, is that from Shadow of Mordor or Shadow of War? It's one of them, isn't it? Get a level 30 rune in Test of the Ring. It's a nice ultra rare, some mod 2 stuff. If we're seeing the same game kind of too much and the trophy isn't too varied, we'll maybe just kind of go past them. So it's the first time we've seen Just Cause 3 have every game mod active for at least 1 minute each. Don't really remember that. I remember the game very well, I thought, but again, it was 6.5 years ago that I played it. More Hell Let Loose, it's just leveling up, just takes time. Killing a Life with a melee attack and infection, that's in Advanced Warfare. But again, more zombies. Oh yeah, so I really enjoyed playing these actually, because this was kind of peak zombies for me back in the day with my mate, when there was like Verrucht and things like that, Der Riser. Unbelievable. So when these kind of came available, it was amazing to just kind of go back and have a go at them. But yeah, in Shi No Numa, kill at least one zombie with 3 different traps in a single round. Very easy. There's plenty of like electric fences type thing, or let the floor to ceiling. You guys know what I mean. You've got the swinging log that you can use, things like that. But very, very easy. FIFA 19 complete all hub skill games. Yeah. FIFA 19 is a 9 out of 10 as well. A lot of people don't realise it, but it was a very, very tough one to get. Legend rank in 6 different fields. Don't really remember. Safely land after jumping from all 7 base jump spots in Alaska. Yeah, I've got it, but don't really remember. It's a couple of years ago now. So there, Hell Let Loose again, just playing matches. So easy, it's just so time consuming. 10 stages in the rain, again easy. You can change the weather and just win 10 stages. It's not, not hard. And similar with the crew, escaping the police 100 times for an ultra rare just takes a bit of time, but there's no real difficulty to it. There's actually not a lot of difficulty if you, now I'm looking at them individually, to a lot of the ultra rares I've done. A lot of them tend to just be grindy, or ways of kind of cheesing stuff, and often modes that people don't play, which is why they're quite rare. So what else have we got? 10 gold medals in 10 extreme pack challenges. So some of these are DLC as well, as you'd see. For those of you who don't know, just next to the trophy here, where there'll be like a little plus sign, if you can see it, depending on the device you're watching it on. It's just letting us know it's a DLC trophy. So often they are rare, because not everyone buys the DLC. Let's be honest. So 100% exploration, and win an event in 8 rallycross locations. And then we get the FIFA 22 Platinum, which is one of the easier ones in years. It comes up as only a 3 out of 10. I'd probably say it's maybe a smidge more, even just for the overhead kick. MI8 player, glad you finally done it, buddy. But yeah, that overhead kick's a bit annoying. I had a little bit of trouble myself. Eventually, Aubameyang done bits and it finally worked, but it was so frustrating because it had to be absolutely perfect. If there was any kind of angle whatsoever in the bicycle kick, the game just registered it as a scissor kick. And yeah, it's really annoying when you think you finally got it and then it just didn't work. But yeah, it's one of the easier ones, one of the easier FIFA Platinums, which you'll see, because the other ones I do have are all kind of like 1 point something percent, or we do have one under 1% as well. So a few steep trophies, again, just unlocking drop zones, mountain stories. I've got the Blue Lagoon maps there on Trackmania. Dirt 2 again, winning qualifiers. So again, they're not hard. This one was not hard, it just took a lot of trying. So destroy a vehicle with an AT mine. In the end, what I had to do, I might have this map wrong, I think it might be Purple Heart Lane. The map is separated quite a lot with water, and you have to use bridges to get across, so it kind of forces the tanks and things almost to go across said bridges. So yeah, in the end it was just a case of littering the bridges with mines till it eventually worked. But the other maps, it was so hard for it to kind of happen. Telefrag 50 enemies, don't remember. And then drop 5,000 supplies in total. Damn. So this took a little while, but you had to drop supply boxes as well. I think it might be 250. We're going to get to it. So you drop the supplies anyway, so that kind of would come naturally. So we'll jump over to page 2. Again, I'm going to drop it down real quick. Sorry if you're not seeing the stats at the top. What I'll do at the end, because I actually forgot to do it in my monthly review because I'm an idiot, I'll let you guys just see the kind of main stats so you can keep up to date with kind of what I'm doing. So I'm in the way again, but World War II, we have a trophy on there. Then we've got FIFA 20, which is completing all the multiplayer skill games. Some Hell Let Loose stuff, destroying a vehicle with the artillery, which took a little while because although you can kind of mark them on the map and you can see how far away they are, there is still an element of luck with the artillery because it doesn't always land exactly where you're aiming. It kind of could be in a certain radius. 125 offensive battles can be frustrating because you're relying on your teammates, going for the objectives, that kind of stuff. Just Cause 3, this is probably the more trickier trophy, I would say, which is, and you guys will probably agree, and that was getting 5 gears in every challenge, but with a little bit of patience, bit of practice, they're not so bad. Battlefront, complete any survival mission on master difficulty without spending a life. A lot of the maps on Battlefront, if I remember rightly, there's ways of standing in places where they can't really get to you. Seems cheesy me admitting that, but yeah, you can kind of get around it, you know, a little bit. So we've got Track Mini Turbo, again, just more maps. FIFA 21 with menu skill games, 100% in Just Cause 3, all weapons scanned. Quite a lot of dirt trophies. I won't read them all through, but you guys can, you know, have a little read sort of in your, you know, as you go through. If you want to pause the video, as I always say, you can. But we'll kind of come through them a little bit quicker, I think. First NBA trophy, I'll mention that one. I don't really like basketball games. I don't mind playing the sport. It's pretty good. It's good fun. But the games I'm not that fussed on. I don't watch the sport. It was just free back then. I thought I'd try it as something a little bit different. It's now, if I am right in saying, the only unobtainable I have on my list, which would stop me ever getting 100% if I was to try. In saying that, there might be a couple others, but that's the one that definitely springs to mind. But a lot of very rare trophies, and some of them are so easy. It's just a case of doing stuff in the menus and the My GM mode and things like that, which we'll also see towards the top. Some more Advanced Warfare stuff. Yeah, I'll pick up the pace a little bit, guys, and then we'll maybe talk about some that kind of catch my eye. Yeah, there's the Just Cause Platinum. There's a Varuk trophy. Yeah, just standing on the balcony and shooting them from, as long as you've got a team who can protect you, the other sides, you can just concentrate on the courtyard. Bridge and knife flight challenges. Yeah, they weren't too bad. A little bit chewy, but not too bad. 100 kills with the artillery in total. See, this was frustrating as well on Hell Let Loose because you're often killing your own people and then you were getting kicked, and it's so annoying. All animals in Rockstar Editor again. What else have we got? Just kind of also level 50 again. So many. I didn't realize. I knew Dirt Rally 2.0 had a few ultra rares, but actually got more than I realised. You might need to jump on it, guys, if you're looking for them ultra rares. Yeah, there's actually quite a few, and there's the Fall Guys Platinum, as you'll see, 4th of September. Quite quick in terms of when it was released. I couldn't put the game down. I think it's so much fun, and yeah, I absolutely love it. There we go, NBA. Win number 1 pick in the NBA lottery. I don't even know what you do, but I remember it just been dead easy, and it's an ultra rare. So we've got more steep stuff, more Hell Let Loose. Tennis World Tours in there for the first time, make 15 volleys in a row. This would be very hard to do just naturally playing, so I actually played with, if I remember rightly, it was my good mate Paul, World Core 7. We just went into an online game and we stood at the net, just back and forth, volley, 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 done. Nice and easy. And yeah, the platinum is a kind of under 1% as well. I just need to kind of keep working away at that one. You've probably heard me mention I'll put it on full 5-set matches by mistake, and I'm kind of too far into the career now to start again. Hopefully get there in the end. So gold rating in the simulator, more dirt rally stuff, crazy. There we go, NBA again, and kind of coming up to the top. 25 soldiers with an ATST was tricky as well. It was hard just getting the ATST, so when it would spawn often, because everyone else wanted the trophy, they would kind of get in it first. Not just that, but when you were in the vehicle, you would just get blown up straight away. People would take care of it, so it was a little bit annoying. And the crew as a team, 3 or 4 players finished first, second, and third. I remember that being quite awkward actually, but I don't remember who done it with me. So no peeking at the top, no peeking. We'll bring it to the bottom, but yeah, not too much more to go, guys. So the crew again, FIFA 19, all multiplayer skill games. Track Mania Turbo, which is all Red Canyon maps. I've got something from, I believe, is it Advanced Warfare again, or World War II? It's one of the zombies games. I don't know, there's that many of them now, who knows. Create a Tennis Academy in career mode. Sounds easy, but it's something that is randomly offered to you during your career, almost when you're the best player in the world and you have been for a number of seasons. It comes up and says, would you like to establish your own academy? Very random in the kind of weekly activities. You just got to keep playing until it eventually comes up. Drop 100 ammo boxes. Again, it's easy, it just takes a long time. All these Hell Let Loose trophies. I think it is a 3 out of 10 difficulty. It's not hard, it really isn't, but be prepared to put in 100 hours. You know, it's a very long one, unless there's ways of boosting stuff. I don't know. I played it all on my own. I had no one to play it with, and it took forever. 115 gold medals on Alps public challenges. Steep was hard, man. Steep was hard. Getting gold in a lot of these challenges, it was not easy. There's a lot of kind of repeating stuff, mastering courses and the best routes, and yeah, it's one of the trickier platinums, I would say. I think it is like a 7 out of 10. I'll have to check. Reach Division 3 in Volta Squads, easy. This was a hard one. Finishing the top tier of a daily challenge community event in an Audi Sport Quattro S1 E2. What a mouthful. So in short, you had to go and do a daily event, and you had to finish in, I believe it was like the top 1% of players for that challenge. So that was hard in itself. The problem that you had is there wasn't always a daily event with this car. So it's not like you could even just go in every day and try it. Sometimes I was only getting 1 go a week, 1 go every 5 days, stuff like that. So you weren't getting a lot of attempts, and it did take a few weeks in the end for me to actually get it done. I don't know if it's changed now where the car's always there and you can just keep attempting, but you know, it was very, very difficult. So we've got all the collectibles in the campaign on Black Ops 3, not hard. 100,000 reputation points which come over time in the crew, and there's the steep platinum as well. So we're getting to the top. We're nearly there, guys. FIFA 19 score on the basketball hoop at Venice. So this wasn't actually that hard, but I think because of, and I might be remembering this wrong, but I'm sure it's at the end of the journey when you're playing as Alex Hunter. You're playing 5-a-side, but it's a 5-a-side course that does actually have basketball nets above the goals. And I think if you were just to score the goals or something, it will just end naturally. So you would potentially not know about this. I'm waffling on and making a meal of it, I know I am. But ultimately what you've got to do before you progress is try and like scoop it up and chip it into the net, which isn't easy. But then a lot of people won't even go for it. They'll probably quit the game at this point. So earn all gold medals on 500 skills. That took time. It really did take time. There's so many different, 500 scattered all over the map of the USA, which I previously explained was massive. It was really, really big, and there was just challenges littered everywhere. It was insane. Score from the ground on FIFA 15. So this was quite tricky, although you could boost it. It wasn't easy, in terms of getting your guy on the floor and then shooting while you were there, whilst having the situation where the keeper wasn't about and no defenders, even boosting with a friend. It was really tricky, and I can see why FIFA 15 is as rare as it is. More Track Mania Turbo, just more red tracks. Black Ops 3 again. 5 enemies with 5 different guns under 30 seconds. Doesn't sound hard, does it? But it's ultra rare. Go on and get it if you don't have it. And over 10,000 awards points. I think it did just take time, in all fairness. Destroying 100 vehicles. This was frustrating because yeah, I've said plenty of times the game did take forever. It was really annoying because you kind of only have so much ammo, and what I was doing was effectively ignoring the objectives, running all the way through to the enemy spawn and just blowing up the trucks that would spawn basically in their spawn. I feel like I said spawn way too much. But yeah, then you'd run out of rockets, you'd be a little bit snookered, and I would just then kill myself or choose to respawn and then run back and do it. And it took an absolute age. And this next one as well, drop 250 supply boxes. Wasn't bad if you could get the truck. It's just like a lot of trophies, everyone's after the same thing, so you were finding, because friendly fire's on in this game as well, your own teammates were just killing you so they could have the truck themselves. But once you had it, you could kind of get into a bit of a loop by going, dropping the 2 boxes off somewhere, going back through the supply place, dropping another 2 off. Eventually there was just supply crates everywhere. When I'd done it, it was crazy. But yeah, some of these Hell Let Loose trophies are very, very annoying. Earn platinum medals from all story missions, so that did take a little bit, you know, hence the rarity. And there's the Dirt Rally 2.0 platinum. Oh, here they are. Ignoring the Battlefront platinum, we don't need to talk about that. Build 100 fuel nodes, build 100 manpower nodes, build 100 munition nodes. This took an absolute eternity building these 3. It takes so long just to kind of build one thing. Yeah, you can't just kind of keep repeatedly building them as well. What you have to do, because there can only be so many on a map at once or in the area at once, so you had to build it and then you had to destroy it, and that took time getting rid of it, and it was just the worst. I mean, for those of you who've done it, you know, you'll know my pain, and yeah, it wasn't very nice. I'm so glad to see, so glad to see the back of the game, but I'll go back in and do the DLC, just get those maps cleared up. So GTA Platinum, don't need to talk about that too much. Successfully negotiate a 3-team trade, very easy. Again, it's just a bit of menu operation and ultra rare. FIFA 18 done. See, we're getting to some of the FIFA Platinums now. Hell Let Loose Platinum, the crew. I've said this loads of times, a very frustrating trophy, and probably wouldn't have been as rare as it was had the Ubisoft servers been working when the game came out. The problem that you had was, I know it says a single car, and I was just going to keep that car that I used from the beginning to soften the grind at the end. The mileage kept restarting, so every time you left the Ubisoft servers, if you drove 500, 1,000 miles or whatever in that session, it'd all be gone. And it took so long. I practically was finished with the game once they'd finally fixed it, so I was just kind of left with a grind at the end, and that goes for the 2,000 miles on dirt as well, which you'll also see in it in just a moment. An A grade across all skill games wasn't easy, which is something else that makes FIFA 19 so tough. There's the FIFA 16 Platinum, but we've also got some Trackmania stuff in there. There's the crew 2,000 miles, more NBA stuff. Complete 50 crew versus crew PvP events. Wasn't easy because the lobbies just weren't getting filled. It was very frustrating getting a match at times, just often sat there for ages. There we go, more platinums from FIFA 21, FIFA 17, NBA again, just menu stuff just to get that. FIFA 15, FIFA 19 platinums. So we're getting to the top now, and here we go. So these are kind of my rarest, which I know is way off some of you guys. I mean, some of the lists I've done recently, like 400, 500, 800 ultra rares, absolutely crazy, and something I might put a little bit more of a focus on. But I think 170, considering I do play a vast, you know, I don't know, very different games, you know, I just play what I like. It's not too bad. But yeah, kind of coming all the way up, you guys can see for yourself there, the rarest one being FIFA 20, which has actually just dropped down. So when I checked it this morning, it was 0.86. It's now 0.85%. The crew might have dropped, actually. I'm sure it was 0.9. Either way, these are my rarest ones. FIFA 20 took an age because of Volta, mainly. As you can see, it's my 4th rarest trophy, which is maxing the avatar. It's not clear in what that means. You end up playing like 500-600 games of Volta just to kind of level them up. Even then the trophy didn't pop. I found a guide online which talked about adjusting the body type, so you can play around with the height, the weight, things like that, which move the stats around until eventually the trophy just popped, which was so refreshing. But yeah, that's kind of my ultra rares anyway. I hope you've enjoyed looking at them. I know it's not as impressive as some. It's often filled with the same game, just FIFA, GTA, Hell Let Loose, Dirt and Steep, it seems. So there wasn't too much kind of variety. But at least it gives you a little look. Some of you might have checked it out already in your own time, I don't know. And you know, I thought I'd just finish on this because, as I said, kind of part way through the video, when we've done the monthly review, I would normally start with this and see how I've improved over the previous month. I was that excited to get past mine so I could read all of yours that I didn't even do this. So I'll just kind of leave it there for a second. If you want to see kind of where I'm at with my, you know, my stats and things, it's there to have a little look at. But yeah, just something a little bit different today. I thought, you know, why not? We'll go through the ultra rare scene as though it's something that you guys talk a lot about. Yeah, other than that, you know, if you've enjoyed the video, I always appreciate if you just leave it a like, drop me a comment, you know, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any uploads from myself. In the description, as always, I'll leave a link to my PSN profiles if you want to come and check it out in your own time. There will also be links to my social media like Instagram, Twitter, things like that as well as the Discord. So if this is the first time you've seen one of my videos, I generally do trophy list reviews. So if you want your own list review and come and join the Discord, leave me a request. That would be unbelievable. But yeah, other than that, whatever you're doing, have a great day, look after yourself, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one.